over the course of the election, there's been several events that have brought the results into question. Starting with the very first caucus in Iowa, there were the 6 coin flips that came up for Hillary. The fact that C-SPAN ran a live stream of one of the caucuses where the Hillary campaign misrepresented their amount of people in order to win an extra delegate. Moving on to other elections in Nevada, you had people were at their workplace in their work uniforms being instructed to go in and caucus for Hillary by their bosses. You had the fact that people weren't being questioned if they were actually registered for that caucus area. They were just walking in and being instructed that they would check in afterwards, and people not being the proctors not understanding enough about the process to really run it effectively. Then the fact that in Arizona you had a massive disenfranchisement of people. I've heard, people waited in line for 4.5 hours to vote. Lots of people were had their registration changed, and just I think it was hundreds of thousands of people affected. They cut the polling places by 2/3, which made it much harder to vote, caused those long lines. And all of these things, every time there was an incident in the election, it seemed to benefit Hillary Clinton. And the suspicion grew into sort of a, Bernie Sanders, due to the debates which were organized by the DNC. You guys put these on, Saturdays. One of them was during an NFL playoff game. They wanted another one during the NCAA championship game. So you don't want people to see what's going on. And then everyone said that Bernie supporters were, out of our minds, that's completely unrealistic. However, recently, all of those suspicions have been confirmed because of WikiLeaks released a bunch of emails that they were hacked from DNC servers, where you have the officials talking about how to push narratives that would, put Bernie away. You have Debbie Wasserman Schultz coming out and straight out saying he will not be president. She's supposed to be an impartial body. She said on camera that she just wants to do her best to have a Democrat win the White House, when really she meant she's doing her best to have Hillary win the White House. Debbie Wasserman Schultz was part of Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2008, and a lot of Bernie supporters believe that she never stopped being part of her campaign until the DNC had to, drop her for being such a toxic persona after these leaks, and she was immediately hired by by Hillary's campaign as, a leading chair for, her re-elections and all these things. So there was blatant corruption and bias in the party, which was then rewarded by a position in Hillary Clinton's campaign. So it's not very impartial.